Hello and welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of the 49th Annual Doug Newland Memorial Washington State Championships, powered by Innova. This is the longest running disc golf tournament in the world.
This tournament is directed by Matt Van Dusen, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs. I am Max Spears, and I'm joined here today by my buddy Trevor Loftin. Say what's up, Trevor.
Hey, how's it going, guys? We got round 1, part 2, the back 9 of the feature group. Excited to see how the back 9 goes.
This is our card from the first video. We've got Christian Foster, Matthew Adams, Caleb Joyner, and Jayson Gregory. Caleb is leading this card with a -4. He had 5 birdies but 1 bogey. Everybody's trailing him, and they're going to be looking to keep pace.
Hole 10, par 3. This is a 332-foot hole with OB lining both sides of the fairway. You can see the flags on the right where the bushes are, and on the left. You want to throw, if you're going backhand, a dead straight shot that barely pans right at the end, or something hard with a forehand that barely skips right at the very end of the shot.
This is such a fun shot to throw when you hit it right. This is more of a layup play from Jayson.
Yeah, when you hit it right. Tough hole to not throw it out of bounds. There's so many trees to hit on this hole that some people are just trying to lay up for par.
Yeah, Jayson puts that one out there nicely. Gonna be in a little bit of a rough. This is looking nose up from Matthew. Tracking OB, falls back in bounds. That's a nice break.
Very fortunate.
Caleb really likes to go to this flex forehand. He's got good control with it.
I think this is the same disc he used on hole 2. Yep, extremely stable disc.
He yells out a yep, loves it.
Catches the corner, skips right by the basket. That's a great shot from Caleb.
I think that might be a Warbird or something similar. He's throwing Lone Star discs.
Christian trying to do the same, maybe a little bit less stable, but also throws a great shot. If he gets a big skip to the right, which he does, pretty much parks the hole. He'll have a 20-foot putt to the basket.
Caleb is throwing a Founder bayonet there.
Nice.
Here we've got Matthew. He had that nice break back into the fairway. Throwing a left to right bender. Hyzer's out. About 10 feet. Yeah, that's nice work.
Caleb's tee shot was great. It looks like we might have missed Jason's upshot. Easy tap in for Caleb there. He hits those all day. Great birdie to start the back 9.
Yeah, that's really nice from Caleb. He's playing confident right now. Here we've got Christian. Nice up and in. That is a birdie for him. Very nicely done.
Use Jayson for par. Great putt there.
Yeah, Jason's really cleaned up the putting from that first hole. He had a little bit of nerves, but
just round 1 jitters.
Yeah, everything else has been really on the pole for him.
Biggest tournament of the year, so hard not to be nervous on the first couple of putts.
Absolutely. There's a big trophy.
Yeah.
Here we've got hole 11, par 3, 290 feet. This is the canyon hole. You're going to be looking to throw a straight shot that either is flipping up from hyzer to flat on a backhand or a slight flex. You're just trying to push something through this main gap, get it down there. You can really give it an ace run. There is some out of bounds behind the basket that you can see flagged on the little path back there. But yeah, this is a fun shot to throw. You're giving up maybe 50 feet of elevation here.
Yeah, very fun shot to throw like Max indicated. You can almost take any shot and have it filter to the basket. Good kick by Caleb there. It looked like it might have going out of bounds before that last tree, but kicked by the basket. That's a great result.
Caleb liked it a lot. Had some action at the end. There's Christian, a little heavy on the hyzer.
Hoping for a roll to the basket. We'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, it looked like he just didn't throw that one hard enough.
Jayson going for the old school backhand line. Hyzer, but barely catches some tree. That's going to leave him a tough, or easy par, but a tough birdie.
That line is tricky but rewarding if you can hit that wide hyzer.
Come on.
Jayson, maybe a little bit not enough commitment. That's hopefully it rolls down the hill. That's going to be high on the hill for a putt.
Yeah, I didn't see it come down as far as you'd want. Hopefully he has some kind of look at it. Here's Jayson. You can see a lot of limbs and things have come down, making this upshot from short very difficult.
Looks like he did it well.
Yeah, that looked like a nice shot.
Right next to the basket.
Yeah, you can see his disc there.
Here's Christian coming off the hill. Wow,
Ooh.
almost puts it in.
A little
Great
bit
bid.
short. Yeah, excellent bid.
Matthew had a great result from where he was.
A little quick on the release there,
Looks
but
like he had some slippery footing. Maybe he didn't want to put too much weight into the putt. Caleb still, again, great result off the drive. Great capitalization on that birdie putt.
yeah, this is a nice start for Caleb. Picking up where he left off, getting birdies.
Yeah, this is one of the back nines must gets, at least want to get. Every shot that you throw basically filters to the basket as long as you miss the first couple trees off the tee. So some of the holes coming up are very difficult. You really want to get this one.
The next hole in particular is a tricky one. This is hole 12, par 3, 310 feet. As I was saying, this hole is very tricky. You can see the out of bounds line flagged on your right. That out of bounds ends right about here as you try to turn up this hill, navigating through the trees. One last V tree here at the end to find yourself onto the green. Most players are going to be throwing a turning backhand. Some players will throw the forehand. It's very difficult. This looks like more of a layup shot from Caleb. I'm not sure. He might have caught the OB there. Here we've got a backhand turnover.
Bad kick from Christian there, but he'll have an upshot for par. Like Max was saying, this is a tough hole to birdie. Par is ideal. If you can get a birdie putt, that's going to be extraordinary. Great shot from Jayson, though. Oh, it looks like it may have dribbled down the hill, though. That'll be tough.
Yeah, hopefully he'll have a little step out forehand or something from there. Matthew catches early.
That's going to be debatable on the OB.
I'm not sure if Caleb was safe or not there. I'm thinking he was.
Yeah, he was well beyond the OB line. Matthew looking like he's close to the OB. I'm not sure if that was OB or not. We'll see what the score he gets at the end of this hole.
Looks like they gave him inbounds if he's playing it from down there.
Yeah, right there.
So here we've got Jayson on the side of the hill. He's opting for the backhand turnover. Going wide of everything.
Didn't get it turned over enough. We're back right at to him. Maybe circle's edge. Looks like he's got a bunch of little twigs in his way. Oh.
Pretty nice effort. Good height. Just a little bit too far right.
Christian for his par.
Oh. That is a tough miss for him. Just a little bit short. Good line on the putt. Matthew misses just right.
Caleb went a little far in his upshot.
He's coming back for par here. Cleans up nicely.
Whew. All I saw was air behind it.
Yeah, it's definitely a death putt from where Caleb was putting. If you miss that putt, it's going all the way back down the hill. The hole says 310 feet. I feel like it plays maybe 360, 370. That hill that you got to throw up is very difficult to get to that whole distance.
Yeah, just the way the gap plays too. I mean, it takes a full throw, something moving left to right, and you have to hit like 3 or 4 tree gaps on your way up the hill. Incredibly difficult hole. Used to be a par 4.
I don't think there's any pure line. You kind of just have to get lucky through the branches up there. It's been growing in for a long time. Here's hole 13, par 3, 218-foot shot. We have a Mando left on this tree that we're flying by now. You want to hit either the left or the right of this big tree here that we're passing by on the right. It's a pretty straight shot if you can get by that tree. The basket is right behind this tree here. You can see it, only 200 feet. So you want to just miss that main tree and get yourself a putt by the basket.
Boys.
Tough shot is getting by that big tree that we flew by. So we'll see what Caleb's got. Looks like he's going forehand to the left of the tree.
This is as close to a must get as there is on the course. The gaps are a bit tricky, but the hole is short.
That is extremely lucky by Caleb. Great result. Looks like he missed some trees, just barely.
Yeah, he'll take it. A little early, but misses the main tree. Christian's going to be looking at a pretty easy putt
I think
there.
that's parked. Cat caught the last trees by the basket. Jason's also taking that left line.
Are you
I think the
surprised?
backhand is mostly, yeah, very surprised. I think the backhand's much more open on that right side, but you know, it's whatever you lean to, what's more comfortable for you.
Yeah, I can't believe how many forehands we're seeing here. I think the backhand flex is a much bigger gap. I actually kind of like what Jason did there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but throwing the forehand through the main gap and letting it roll off the hill.
Looks like we at least have one backhand line to see here. Matthew looks like he's got a great line at the basket.
Yeah.
Great, best shot of the bunch.
Yeah.
Great shot from Matthew.
That's why you throw the backhand, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a wider gap.
Reenact it real
I
quick.
think overall easier shot. It looks like we had some sign shenanigans with the boys.
Jason from about 15 feet easily cleans up.
Bang, bang. Nice birdie there for him. Shaving off some of those bogey strokes. Awkward footing with the roots here. Good conversion from Christian. Matthew
I'm shaking in my boots.
cleans
Caleb's
up.
getting a little nervous, trying to get the star frame. Caleb's never nervous. Easily converts. Great hole from the feature card here.
Yeah, nice star frame from the fellas. Moving on to hole 14, par 3. This hole is similar to hole 10, where we are looking for a slightly left to right moving shot. Something that travels fairly straight. There is more of a severe slope from left to right, so I don't think the forehand is much of an option. You're really trying to drag a late flipping backhand over onto that hill. Caleb is going to throw that bayonet again and challenge that left to right slope. Pretty.
Yeah, I think with the way that it gets extremely sharp decline by the basket, the backhand is the play, like Kirk Christian is doing here. Throw something that just barely fades to the right at the very end and then miss that bush that he hits. That's a great shot from Christian.
That is beautiful. Just as you were describing it, Trevor.
A little early out of the hand from Jason, but under stability carries him well down the fairway. It's actually a great result.
So, Trevor, what do you throw on this?
I'm just going like a flippy rock, just like Christian did, aiming at the trees on the left and trying to get it down the fairway. Hopefully end up straight and maybe pan a little bit to the right.
Yeah, Christian really threw the shot that I imagine in my mind, right? Low, driven, it's never fully turned over, but it's moving left to right on a
I
backhand.
think it's a sucker's hole for those that want to fade to the right. The basket's only maybe 20 feet to the right off that main fairway, that if you just go straight, you'll have a putt down to the basket.
Yeah, you gotta really be willing to trust the putt from the high side of the hill here.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to play for birdie.
Okay.
Got Jason Kenway, nice little tap in back there.
Yeah, great putt from Jay. Here's Caleb. Looks like he might be giving it a bid, really thinking about it. This is downhill.
So what do you think, Trevor? This hole's really probably about 310.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, around 310, maybe even 318 to be exact. It's a tough one. It's a tough gap to hit.
Ooh, nice little bid ski there from Matthew Adams. Not quite enough.
Maybe a little too long on Christian's tee shot there. That was a great bid, though, putting downhill.
Yeah.
Looks like he was circle's edge.
Yeah, you'd almost rather be short so that your putt, as it's hyzering out, is going against the hill rather than with it.
So you don't roll down the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like I should think about that stuff when I'm putting, but I do consider those things, right? Like knowing that my putt's going to sit on a hill rather than glide down it can affect those circle's edge putts.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Mostly cleanups here from everybody. No real action on this hole. On to the
Bars,
next
though.
one.
Hole 14. This is a Hole 15, sorry, is a par 4 500-foot shot. You have a tough gap to hit off the tee. You have OB on the left that borders hole 10 with the flags that you can see on the video. There isn't any OB on the right, just a bunch of shrubs and trees that you might get into. You really want to putt one off the tee as far as you can to get one, maybe 100, 150-foot upshot. This is a pretty soft par 4. Everyone on the card is looking to birdie this one. It should be an easy get, at least get your round back on track after a couple tough holes to play.
Yeah, you're looking to, pump it up here on the drive, chew off as much as you can. Caleb going pretty smooth on the swing, early tree.
That's going to be tough to birdie. It's probably 400 feet still from where he is.
Yeah, I think he can do it, but it's much harder than it needs to be at this point.
The tee shot, you really want to get by that tree on the right that we see on the camera that Christian does easily, well down the fairway. That's a great shot.
Yeah, a little low from Christian, but travels nicely. That he might even be able to jump putt that with his long jump putt.
Jayson pulling it over a little bit, trying to go to the right of that first tree.
That's in par territory there for Jayson. Yeah. Maybe goes hero shot, but most likely a par.
Matthew drifting towards the OB. Maybe saved by that bush there. He'll have a tough upshot for birdie. Easy par.
Let's see if Caleb can flex one out here. He's going to be trying to throw a full distance shot.
Yeah, there's that final gap you got to hit between that small tree on the right and the tree that Caleb hit. Just barely caught those. He'll have maybe circle 2's edge to make a putt for birdie.
It's forehand.
This looks great.
Yeah, great action from Jayson.
Wow.
Wow, really great shot there.
Amazing shot from Jayson.
15 feet. I didn't know he had that sauce.
No.
We got Matthew leaving a little short off the tree branch. He's got a chance to convert for birdie, though.
Just a soft upshot for Christian here. Too easy for him. I think he's got that little ultimate for him from his past history. He'll have an easy tap in for birdie.
Here's Caleb for birdie from circle 2.
Oh, he knew he thought he had it. He was walking it in.
Just outside.
Yeah, that was close. Matthew just barely misses it on the right. We putting for par. Jayson for his birdie. He's got a little tree in his way.
Yeah.
Great putt from Jayson. That's awesome to see after that tee shot. That's a great hole.
He's been slowly shaving away those bogey strokes. He's back down to just what he was after the first hole. Christian cleans up his birdie. Matthew, I think, is coming back for par here.
Good putt.
Yeah. That's a nice conversion.
Yep, saves his bogey with that long putt. That can sometimes be difficult after you miss 2 putts in a row, so it's good to put one in the heart of the basket.
Caleb doesn't like the par. No one really likes to par that hole, but it happens sometimes.
Hole 16. We got a par 3. This is a 406-foot downhill shot. You got 2 gaps to hit off the tee. You got this right gap here, or the left gap to the left of the tree that we're going to the right of. If you're taking this right gap, you want to miss all of these trees somehow, throwing a backhand and then fade it down to the basket. The left gap is actually a lot cleaner. There's a lot less trees that you luckily need to miss. But this is a very tough hole. This is definitely a bonus birdie for everyone. You're not mad to get a par here, but if you can get a chance at a putt for birdie, you'll be stoked.
Yeah, I like that left side gap. It's a little trickier off the tee, but I think it's much easier to have a chance to penetrate the whole way to the gap.
Yeah.
What do you throw here, Trevor? Do you go like
I go the
flippy
left
TL?
gap with a flippy TL, just a hyzer flip to flat. Usually gets down by that basket somewhere in circle 2 to give us a chance.
Yeah, I just think the gap and the fairway is so much wider on the left.
Yeah, is there that first tree that you see that's been hit so many times that can leave you with the same tee shot that you started with. Everyone taking the right side gap here. Matthew probably with the best shot, missing all the trees. He's probably gonna have circle 2's edge for a putt.
Yeah, that's still going to be fairly short, like Trevor was saying, but he at least made everything through. Here we got the card behind him, a little backup maybe on this hole.
MP40 group.
Caleb goes flex forehand. Nice skip.
Wow. That'll be better than it'll work. That's a great shot from Caleb.
Yakima?
Amazing great shot.
There we got Caleb from Yakima. Christian shows off the jump putt range again. I wouldn't even think about a jump putt from that distance.
I would end up maybe halfway. That would be tough.
Jason, not that much closer. Also going jump putt.
Maybe getting a little bit of motivation, but Christian, but not everyone's got that jump putt. Leaves him tough putt for par.
Yeah, I wonder if Christian did kind of goad him into that a little bit by doing it.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Good chance for Matthew, at least from his drive, but just not enough want.
Good speed on the putt, little left side. Tricky comebacker for par for Jason. A little tickler there, but not quite enough. Matthew, weak side again.
Oh, it must be in his head after missing this last hole and this hole, having some tough putts there.
Yeah, that's tricky when you're in your head, you're thinking about everything. Camera's on you, doesn't make it any easier.
No.
Caleb cleans up. Matthew's going to try to shake it off.
Great par from Caleb from where he landed. That's a great cleanup.
Jason for bogey. And here we've got Christian for par. On to hole 17. Par 3, 465 feet. We have got an open gap here. You really have a lot of open fairway to deal with before you meet these trees that you see the drone flying towards. You're trying to throw either a big flexing backhand, a backhand roller, or if you have the distance, a forehand flex shot. Whatever you can that's going to make your way past the grass, get a nice skip on that dry ground, and try and push towards the basket.
It really does play 465. The tee pads are wet, so it's kind of scary to get a full pump out there. This is a tough shot. Christian puts a great move on it, though. It's exactly what you want. Maybe a little bit too much turn, but that's a great spot to be. Might have some bushes in the way.
Yeah, here it looks like we might have jumped forward to an upshot from Matthew. He's going to catch an early tree. Jason also chipping up from 95 to 100. Here's Caleb from maybe 85.
Yeah, outside of circle 2 for sure.
Looks like everybody just made it to the trees. This is a pretty common landing spot. It really does take big power. It's 465. A lot of players
especially in wet conditions. It's tough to get all of it.
Yeah, I mean, even players with 440 distance, you'll see them go to a roller, something like that on this hole. It plays long. You got to get lucky at the end past these trees.
Here's Christian's shot that we saw. Maybe circle 2's edge. It gives it a good bid, but lands it out. It looks like
here we're going to see
get
it.
Par.
Here we got Matthew. He had that unfortunate kick off the tree on his upshot, so this is going to be his bogey shot. Little low. Well, it's going to be a double for him. Christian cleans up nicely, takes a par. This is really quite a bonus hole, so I don't think anybody's too upset walking away with a par. Jason with a nice par cleanup. Caleb looks a little bit scared of these Mach 5s.
Thought he put a little bit too much pace on it.
He does putt hard for, I mean, he's a push putter, spin putter.
I think he's used to the wind in Yakima, trying to put enough pace to bite through the wind, but sometimes when you're in these trees, you don't have that wind. Hole 18, we got a par 3, 356 feet. This is a great finisher to the northwest course at Steilacoom. You want to miss these first trees left or right and have it panning a little bit to the left. We'll see the basket there coming up. This is a tough hole to finish on. If you get any kick off any of those trees, you're going far left or far right for a very tough upshot. If you can get a clean one down the entire gap, you'll be feeling great for a chance at a birdie.
Made it to hole 18.
Yeah, there's two main gaps here. The dead straight gap where you're going to see forehands or late turning backhands, and then there's a slightly earlier flex backhand gap. What do you like to throw here, Trevor?
This is a tough one for me. Maybe that inside gap on the right and just have it get by the basket, but I have a hard time with this one. What about you?
Yeah, I also have a tough time. I mean, when I'm trying to play it safe, I'm just trying to play a dead straight shot. I don't really care about getting that close to the basket. I just want to be pin high, maybe 45, 50 feet, take a stab at it. If I really need a birdie, I do play that early flex line, but they're both very difficult.
Yeah, they're tight gaps. We're not seeing some great shots from the card here. Caleb had a great kick off the tree. Jason, it's going to be an easy par from where he is. As long as you can get past that bush that we see on the screen, it should be an easy par. Christian's going to be tough for his par. He had a tough tree hit.
Yeah, I would take Jason's shot most times.
Yeah, same with Matthew. I mean, that's a great shot. That's exactly what you want to do. Maybe a little bit more distance. Whoa, looks like he had the distance. That's some of the better shots, or one of the better shots.
I had to make it up on 18.
Filmed it.
Yeah, he played that flex line to perfection. Gets himself a nice putt for birdie.
Christian's actually a little bit further than I thought. Should have an easy upshot from there.
Yeah, that's a great angle from him. Floats it in. Easy par. Caleb looking to convert.
He's walking it in.
He loved it.
It was close. Looked like it was well outside of circle 2, but he thought he had it.
Jason, short of pin high, but a nice open lane.
Jason's got a great bid on it. He also thought he had it for a second. Matthew for the great birdie. Great way to finish the round. Wow, great putt from Matthew. That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, excellent birdie to finish. Really nice for him. Gives him some nice momentum going into the second round. Gives him something pleasant to think about on the ride home.
Great putt from Jason.
Yeah, Jason really did a nice job turning the putting around after that first hole. This is a difficult course. It's hard to give 3 strokes to the course on the very first hole, but he did really a nice job. Christian with a nice -2.
Caleb with a great 7 down. That was a great round from Caleb. Great putting the entire round. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, that 7 down is great. That is going to be tied for the lead with Colin Bryant. We've got our own Trevor Loftin tied for 3rd place with Carter Aarons at a -5. Also in that tie is Axel Olsen, Dallas Garber, and Thaddeus Tenkley. Our next card will be Caleb, Colin, Trevor, and Carter. Thanks for watching Fairway Media's coverage of the 49th Annual Doug Newland Memorial Championships.
Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on, guys, let's get it.